everybody, it is me, Ryan Friend Studios, and I'm back with a very special video, and I'm going to be predicting what the LEGO Star Wars January 2021 sets will be, and these are based off of common sense, and yeah, so M&R said the other day, August 4th, on his Twitter page that if what I've heard is true, y'all ain't ready for the LEGO Star Wars 2021 January wave, and this means obviously that it's going to be good. And if he knew it was going to be bad, he would be very disappointed. But this is, from what I've heard, this is going to be really good, and I've put a lot of positivity into this list of sets that I predict. So obviously they're going to be somewhat Mandalorian and Clone Wars related, because that's what M&R mainly loves from Star Wars and wants to see more of. And I've just predicted what these sets are going to be, and these are based off, and I used the format of sets that was used in the January wave of 2020. So it's going to be the same kind of pricing range, the same amount of sets and everything. So let's get right into this list. So the first set that I have predicted that will be a part of the January 2021 wave will be a Maul Super Commando Battle Pack, and this will be released for $15 in the United States, and will have 2 female Super Commandos and 2 male Super Commandos. And I think this will be an amazing set, and obviously it'll tie in with the new season of the Clone Wars, and LEGO, being, smart, knows that they're going to make a lot of money off of these battle packs, so they're going to, release them. And it's about one's Maul Super Commando is about $20 on Bricklink average. So obviously LEGO knows they're going to make a lot of money off of this, and I do feel bad for Solid Brick Studios if they do this, because he spent a lot of money on those small Super Commandos, and now that he has to, now that the battle pack's coming out, I guess he's going to kind of feel disappointed. But the build idea I have with it is going to tie in with the next battle pack idea, and it'll be 2 pieces of the bridge. And if you don't know what the bridge was, in the second episode, I believe, of the Siege of Mandalore arc, the clones and the Death Watch were fighting the Super Commandos on this bridge. And let's get right into this next battle pack, I'll finish my sentence. My second prediction is that the battle pack versing the Super Commandos is going to be a 332nd and Death Watch battle pack for $15, of course. It'll include 2 332nd troopers that we've seen in the AAT, and will include 1 Night Owl Death Watch and 1 male Death Watch. And this will also include 2 parts of a bridge. And what I have, my idea with the bridge is that if you wanted to build Mandalore, you'd buy a lot of these battle packs, of course, and you could make they would be modular, so you can move around the pieces of the bridge. Each battle pack would come with 2 pieces of a bridge, both different from each other, so it'd be 4 different parts of a bridge, and you can connect them and make an insanely big bridge for your figures to fight on. And I think this will be a really cool addition to a battle pack. We've never really seen things where if you buy multiples of this, you could extend onto it, except like the Helm's Deep one from Lord of the Rings, but that's not Star Wars. But I think this will be an absolutely amazing idea, and I really couldn't think of any vehicles other than the ATTE, which is not going to be included in a battle pack unless it's going to be like $120. So that's the only really idea I had, and the speeder with like a Rebel build would kind of seem like the Mandalorian battle pack from last year. So that's what my idea is, and you can make a huge Siege of Mandalore. If this happens, I'm definitely going to build Mandalore. Especially the bridge. Won't use the Lego's design, assuming that happens, but I'll make my own. But it'll include all the figures, and I think this will be a nice way to see some of the Death Watch troopers finally. I have the original 4, so it'd be cool to compare them with the new ones, unless they don't change them, but I really think they will. So yeah, let's get right into the next set. This next idea is, of course, the Razor Crest Polybag, and I think this will be an absolutely amazing polybag. It'll tie in with the popularity of The Mandalorian, and also tie in with the LEGO set that is going to be releasing in September. This will include about 60 pieces and release for $5 in the US. And yeah, this is just someone's mock that I found on the internet, so this is not my mock, just to put that out there. Most of these pictures are not my mocks, if they didn't exist. So yeah, let's hope there's a Razor Crest Polybag, and let's go right in the next idea. I think all of us it's pretty much a lock that LEGO is most likely going to be building a Razor Crest Microfighter, and this will be about for 80 to 90 pieces and released for $10 in the US. And I think it'll include a Mandalorian figure, not a Beskar Mandalorian, but just a regular Mandalorian, because they're not going to put an exclusive figure in a Microfighter. So I think that's what we could see, just the Mandalorian and his Razor Crest, and I think they'll do a really good job on it. This is, of course, someone's mock. I think it was either on Eurobricks or BrickLink, where you could buy instructions. But I really like the look of this, and I think LEGO really knocked this out of the park with the I think the figure will be exactly the same, but the build will be different. But I think it'll still be very interesting to see. And now we'll have all three different types of Razor Crest, being the Polybag, the Microfighter, and the Playscale set. We're not sure about UCS one. We're probably not going to get one for a little bit, but it's definitely, in the future we will definitely see one. And now let's get into the next Microfighter. The next Microfighter idea that I have will be Clone Wars related, and this will be a Clone Wars Ywing for $10 and include 80 to 90 pieces like the last one. And we don't know which color it will be in. It really doesn't matter. However, I would prefer that it would be a 501st Y-Wing, and will include a 501st pilot. I'll definitely, if this exists, I will definitely pick up a few of them just to get the pilots and everything, and obviously the build will be pretty sweet. I don't remember getting a Y-Wing and Microfighter. Maybe we got one or two in the past, maybe with like Rogue One or something, but I definitely think this will be really cool to see. And there's three different color options, being yellow, red, and blue. Obviously I don't have a blue picture here, but this is someone's mock they made, and I think they look really cool. So let's hope that they make a Y-Wing Microfighter set, and I think it'll be really cool. So now let's get into the next, Playscale, more like. Alright, so sorry for the bad picture, and I was wrong, this is not a Playscale set, but I have an idea with the Versus Microfighters, because I forgot there was one in the 2020 Winter Wave, and this is going to be a Blurg Microfighter versus a Scout Trooper Speeder Bike Microfighter. They'll probably be relatively close to to minifigure scale, but I think it'll include a really nice Queel minifigure and a Scout Trooper, obviously being the new one, and hopefully it'll devalue the new Scout Trooper. And I think this will be a really cool one. It'll probably have about 180 to 200 pieces, and include of course Queel, the Scout Trooper, the Blurg, and the Speeder Bike, and will be $20 in the United States. And I think this will be a really cool set. We'll be able to get a Blurg, brick built Blurg instead of like a molded one, and then a really nice Queel minifigure. I can't see it happening. I really couldn't think of any other Microfighter ideas that they could do, but I really do think that this is a possibility. If not, I could see it being a $20 set, just regular $20 set, and I think it'll still be really cool nonetheless. My next set idea is a Juniors ATST, and I think it'll include 150 pieces and be about $30-ish in the United States. It'll include the ATST pilot, an Ewok, and a Rebel Trooper. And there was a $20 Junior set, but I really couldn't think of anything that would be $20 and also another Junior set. So I thought of an ATST, since they're only really doing original trilogy Junior sets. I almost said UCS. But I think this will be really cool, to be completely honest. I think the Ewok will probably be something like Wicket, and the Rebel Trooper will just be a regular Rebel Trooper. And the ATSD, it will, as dumb as it'll look, I think it'll still look like an ATSD, and I guess that's all that really matters. I really don't care about Junior sets. I'm just trying to be realistic here, and this is what I think they'll end up doing. And let's get into the dual set next. This next dual set is going to be a real seller. So this is going to be the duel on Mandalore. It'll include the new Ahsoka from the AAT, and also include a Darth Maul similar to the one we just got in that book. However, he won't include the necklace, and there'll be a few more details or less details. It really depends. And I really hope they don't reuse the same minifigure, or else I'll be really disappointed. But at the same time, it's still a great figure. And I think this will be along the same lines where you could split in half. I think this will be about 200-ish pieces and be for $20. And there should be a glass exploding feature. I think that'll be really cool. And then there will also be like half a throne and half like the floor with like a glass feature where it just breaks, and this is probably the best representation I have of that I found on the internet. I think someone on Bricklink made it, and I think it looks really cool, and I will definitely be buying one of these, assuming it comes out, but it's pretty much a lock at this point that something like this will come out. So yeah, let's get into the next set. This set hasn't been seen in quite a while, and I think there will be a Ywing in the 2021 not summer wave, January wave. There's no really reasoning behind this except the fact that I want to see one being made, and I think it'll include a Ywing pilot, an astromech droid, and a shock trooper. And the Vwings, in my opinion, are really cool and underrated, and we haven't really seen many in like a long time, and I think it'll be really cool to see one. I'll probably be picking up one or two of these when it does release, and it once again will include a shock trooper. It'll probably be on the same kind of line as the 501st and 332nd troopers, but yet again, I do think this will be a really cool figure, and it's set with a figure in it, and it will release and I think it should be about $30 with about 250 pieces. And now let's get into the next set. So usually LEGO has been doing hut sets every year for the past 3 years, but however they've run out of hut ideas, and I have run out of hut ideas as well, unless they want to make their own weird stuff. But I decided that to replace a hut, it would be a vehicle, and it would be releasing for $30, I feel, and it should be Obi-Wan's starfighter from episode 2. We had Anakin's from the early stages of the Clone Wars, and I feel like they should start appreciating Obi-Wan a bit more. It'll include Obi-Wan, R4-D4, the complete version of him, and it should also include Jango Fett, and I think it'll be about $30 with about 250 pieces. And I think that if this set were to come out, I think they should do his Interceptor next year, or in like the next summer, or yeah, I think they should also then do his Interceptor maybe a year or so after, and then we'll finally be able to have a complete version of each vehicle. And I think we haven't really seen many Jedi starfighters other than Anakin's, and I think this will just be a really cool set to have. And once again, we haven't really gotten much episode 2 love recently, so it'll be really cool to get an episode 2 set for once in a while. This picture is made by Brick Wizard 59, and this is a perfect representation on what I think will come and be a part of the winter wave. And this is a 501st Ywing, a full-scale version, or not full-scale, but like a play-scale version of it. And we had a Ywing last year, but I think this will have the same exact, I think this will be releasing for $70, and my reasoning behind that is because it's a lot more filled out than the last versions of the Ywing, which is the Resistance Ywing and the Rebel Ywing, and because there's more to it, and there's less there's just more bulk to it, and I think this will be really cool to see. It'll include Ahsoka being from the AIT, Phase 2 Captain Rex, which will be exclusive to the set, an ARC Trooper Jesse, and a Clone Trooper, which would be the 332nd Trooper. And I think this will be an absolutely killer set. We'll finally be able to have a Phase 2 Captain Rex to sell. The set will sell so well. Don't know how many I would get, assuming the set does come out. I feel like I'd probably end up picking up a second one before it retires, assuming they make the set, just because the exclusivity of the figures is going to be insane, and I would already have a copy of them, so might as well sell them for an inflated price, because I'm that kind of person. But I think this will be an absolutely amazing set. Once again, we'll finally have a Clone Wars styled Y-Wing. We haven't had one since like 2008 or 2009. So once again, really cool to see it. It'll be in a white and blue color scheme with some gray, and it'll just be absolutely amazing. Can't wait to see this set, assuming it releases in January. And now let's go on to our final set. Our final set is going to be from The Mandalorian, and this will be Moff Gideon's TIE Fighter, and I think it will be released for $90 with about 700 pieces going on the same line of this. And I know you're probably like, Ryan, $90 for a TIE Fighter is freaking overpriced. No one's going to pay for it. However, it's going to include an exclusive Moff Gideon, most likely with a lot of arm printing, because there was a lot of detailing on his arms. I also think it'll include a Cara Dune, maybe a bit different from the AT-ST Raider, yet again, probably with like a different weapon. However, she will be a little, I think they'll do something to make her exclusive and expensive, and a Beskar Mandalorian. So these 3 figures are probably going to be the main draw of the set, and these are not the only 3 figures. I think they're also going to include 2 Death Troopers, an Incinerator Trooper, which will be, once again, Gen exclusive, and a 1 Stormtrooper, which will just be a regular Stormtrooper like from the newer Battle Pack. And I think this will be an absolutely amazing set. It'll also include an E-Web turret, and once again, the really nice TIE Fighter with the folding wings, and it'll look exactly like a normal TIE Fighter when it's just when it's not landed, folded up and everything. And I think this will be a really cool set to have. I'll definitely be buying this assuming it comes out and everything. And I also think it should include a custom printed, or not a custom printed, but just a printed, regular printed katana piece representing the Darksaber, and it'll just be such a really cool set. I can't wait to see what LEGO is going to do with that, with this. It's just going to be so cool, assuming they make it, of course. And I think $90 for for 8 figures, no, 7 figures, and a turret with a really cool TIE Fighter, and of course it'll be a bit more fleshed out than the other TIE Fighters because we'll have to include the folding mechanism, which I'm very excited to see how LEGO will do that. I think somehow they'll do like the hinge pieces, I'm not too sure. I just know it's going to be cool nonetheless, and I'm really excited to see how LEGO would use this, assuming, you know, of course, they make the set. So that is it for these sets, and now let's get into the final part of the video. So, that is my predictions on what what I think the January 2021 LEGO Star Wars sets will be. Of course, these aren't actual things that are happening, so I could be wrong with this. And once M&R makes the rumor video, because I know he knows his sources well, and that usually most of his sources are correct, if not very close to being correct. So I will cover this most likely Saturday. He said he's uploading the video tomorrow, so we'll have time to look it over, see if everything's real or and like legitimate. Once again, these are rumors. It's not 100% happening. I'm sure at least 2 of these sets are going to be a part of the new wave, hopefully. And obviously, if M&R is very positive about what the next wave is going to be, it's going to be good, and I would be absolutely 100% okay if they made this what my ideas are, a wave. I'll probably get, this might be one of the waves I would get every single set for, borrowing like the junior stuff and all that. But yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Tomorrow will be a mock video. Not sure which, but it will be a mock video, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.